the expectant parents group, and it's just fantastic to look in someone else's eyes, and like Joni was saying before, you might be laughing about something, we all dealt with the holidays going through, or Mother's Day, Father's Day, all that kind of stuff, and we were like, oh, here we are again, we don't have a child, all that kind of stuff, and all the couples in the group were working through the same things, and now we're actually pretty much all on the path of either having a child or, we've been matched with somebody and they're expecting their children. So it's just fantastic because I really see our group now. We've become so close, and I don't know if every group's like this, but our group I think is fantastic. And we just have, I think that we're going to continue, because adoption is a continual journey. This is the process to, okay, yes, we actually have our children now, but now we move on, and just like parenting, just parenting questions and then some adoption things. So, we had our meeting earlier this week with Joni, and I was like, you're not shaking us because, we're with you, So whether it be one-on-one sessions that we had with Joni or our group sessions, I just found them both to be invaluable because someone else going through the same process you, I think, is for me, and I think for my husband too. And I think, like Joni and Tina was saying before, the guys dealing with it, Joni's very good at saying, okay, what are you feeling to my husband, or to the other guys in the group. And I think that's really important because I think it is something, it's not just, what the women are going through, obviously, it's what the couple's going through. So, it's been good.
During the pre-adoption, monthly sessions, it was like, oh, and the last one, we would like to tell you about another adoption that fell apart. And the only thing that, I can say is luckily, we were around, or maybe unluckily, however you look at it, we were around other people that, had, some situations that didn't work out, and it made us know that, we weren't doing anything wrong. And we certainly, felt like, maybe we've done this wrong or done that wrong, but, you knew we were around other people that were using different agencies or different attorneys, and just, to know that it's just, some of this is just circumstantially not right.
We always thought, we would actually have a baby sooner or later, but we weren't sure when. When it came fast, real fast. We always kept a little hope chest together in case something happened, in case we had to travel, and just to keep our own spirits up and looking going forward, and always keep our dream alive and our hopes and dreams alive. It's been the most happiest moment of my life. Bonding with my daughter from the moment I picked her up is like, this little baby needs me to survive, and you don't ever have to worry about that, about having an adopted baby and not bonding with it, because that baby is the most special thing in your whole life. I'm kind of lost here.
You're doing great. I think Billy also is transmitting that a picture tells 1,000 words. He's bonded. This is a really profound and really wonderful experience.
And actually, Billy and his wife Marianne and my husband and I are all in an adoptive group together, so.
You cry a lot.
Yeah.
They're in a great group.
But
they laugh a lot too.
yes, we do. And I'll get to that bit in a minute. We sort of looked at all those different aspects of it in relation to, how this was going to be long term as well. And so one of my biggest fears, was what I was going to say, one of my biggest fears was speaking to the birth mother. I didn't really know, how I would go about doing that. It's not like I'm not a confident person and all that, but I just did not know. And one of the things that we did is, because we had a criteria kind of what we would have liked, well, basically it was from Joni, it was like a wish list. If we could wish for it, what would it be like? We used that as a bit of a guide to kind of help us too along the way. It was a bit of a backdrop for us. And one of the things that has really supported us in the journey was actually we belong to like I mentioned, an adoption group. And through that group we did role playing. And even in that setting, everybody was so nervous to have the first go. But it really was helpful because you got to somebody played the birth mother and somebody played the, ring, ring, hi, and have that dialogue. And so that was like just helpful, just having that practice. So now we're just, like I said, this was on a Thursday. Friday we got the call, and Saturday we're at the hospital. He was born a couple hours, or just an hour or so after we arrived, so our white sport waited for us to get there. Nathan. What's the baby's name? Nathan is the baby's name. And actually they told us we were having a girl. So the whole way up we were working out girls' names. It was kind of like the movies where the mother came out of the out of the room and said, "It's a boy." Because I had learnt through coming to workshops and being educated how good it is for the child and for the birth mother to have contact, if the situation allows. And we wanted to do that. Several months after he was born, I think it was he was about nearly 4 months, we called our birth mother, and we had been sending her pictures and updates all the time. And we had decided that we would all get together and meet. I absolutely had no fear of what I sort of originally had thought and heard about, that, she'll want the baby back and all that kind of stuff. There was none of that. It doesn't feel like that at all. She had really decided to place, but I knew that for the next few years particularly, there would be so much pain around her decision. And I really wanted to help her with that, and also for one day for him to look back and say, well, at the time, we went and saw her, and and we may do it again and all that, but this was the time that we went and did that. And so we called them, and we sent them some tickets so that they could get to Albany. We kind of met halfway, and I remember when we called, it was the day before Mother's Day, which I thought, well, it's not exactly good timing, but I had to make the call. But they were so great. I mean, it was incredible how honouring they were of us. They were telling my husband, you better be taking good care of me for Mother's Day, and what were we doing and all that. And then we told them, we're sending them tickets to meet us, and they were just screaming into the phone. We love you guys, and what's amazing to me is they gave us their son, and yet here they are saying to us, we love you guys and thank you, and we had the greatest day. I let him she held him the whole time, and fed him and changed him, and it was just really beautiful. There was no tears, because I decided before I left, I just wanted to enjoy the day and have it what it is, and we got some incredibly great pictures of us all, and it's just really wonderful. And so we have a phenomenal son. I mean, he's just so great, he's so happy, and she's really happy that he's happy, and that sort of makes everybody feel great. And just to finish up, one of the things that has been just really fabulous along the journey is, one, coming to workshops to get educated. Two, we did lots of counselling with Joni. That was, for us, just phenomenal to help us always, because different issues came up at different times, and that just really kept us sort of grounded and on the same page. And lastly was the adoption group. I think we have laughed, and we have all cried together, and celebrated together. If one of us is successful, we're like, another baby's come, and that's really great. And it's really phenomenal to be in a group, because I think we'll be friends for life.
Absolutely.
Because we know each other, how we feel about it. We all have a story, and we just have so much understanding that unless you're in it, it's hard to really know. So, and I sent the pictures around. He's beautiful.
Yeah.
Diana had mentioned how they were kind of on an open adoption, and how they really get along good with the birth parent. On our side, we had a young girl, and we decided we were semi-open, but if people wanted more than that, then we could talk. We said we'd send pictures. She has never responded to us about sending pictures. Although she has gone forward with counseling since then, We had talked to the agency who does the counseling, is that the young girl, her name's Kristen, that she's very happy with the decision she made, and she's glad she made that decision and she's moved on with her life. So I just wanted to share that with you, that it's a very, very important part, because it's a very brave decision that she's made on her own to give us our child.